All right, so somebody had asked me about stocks that were over $50. I would say, all right, wait, I'm looking, there are these robot stocks that I've been looking at. This one and SIM and then NBIS. Dude, I think NBIS is a nice one. I would not, these quantum ones, Martin has me so paranoid about quantum. If you're looking for something long term that you're just going to throw your money in and maybe you want to, well, not forget about, obviously, but I think this Teradyne robot stock, I think this is going to do things. And Kathy Wood just got into them. So I might say that they got a 0.52% dividend, which isn't that much, but I wouldn't say they're on a year low, but sort of. And then this symbiotic one, this one is another robotic one. It's the automation technology platform, engages in robotic and automation-based product movement technology. I think these guys could be a nice little player as well. So 0% dividend though. But I would say those and NBIS, I think if somebody had money to throw around, right around their $50 range. They are on a high though. But these guys, I don't know. 168% gain for stuff that they're doing. They have multiple subsidiaries. So they're going to be infrastructure and services. They have rolling robots like Serve. I should sell my Serve and honestly go into these guys because their European presence is nice too. Because Europe, even though ASML did just look like shit, but I doubt ASML looks like shit for long. But Nebius, I think that is a nice little play. And then Serve. I do like Serve. And then APLD, you also have CoreWeave, Mark, speaking of. And then you have these guys, you never go wrong. Google, what did they announce today? Something partnering with OpenAI, excellent for Google. Meta, you might want to wait for a split, not a reverse split, a split where they would go down in price if they are at 700. I don't know what they would do, 1 for 7, maybe we'll see. I don't know, but Meta always a win. Microsoft, Oracle before this TikTok stuff could be interesting because Oracle will most definitely shoot like crazy. Oh wait, they already had some. I don't even know. They're on a rise. You would want to wait, I would say. I don't know, unless you don't care. Then a year or two down the line, Oracle definitely sees gains for sure. These biotechs, I might not say Zoetis. I don't know, maybe I still say Zoetis. That one has a dividend. RX, I would say. CRISPR. People are liking CRISPR. ABT. And then I might even say, I would actually put Merck on here for their AIDS one. Merck is trying to fix AIDS, and Merck has a dividend too. I would say Abbott and Merck are nice biotechs with dividends doing things. And it doesn't appear that Kennedy hates them all the way. It could be tricky for Merck and Abbott, though. But Abbott's doing these heart surgeries, and Merck has a 3.88% dividend. I think that Merck, with this AIDS thing, is doing a lot. And Abbott, they have this... why did that happen? Strong performance. Why? Issues weak forecast. I don't know. That doesn't really concern me because I know that Merck, they have a 1.76%. It was Abbott, HeartMate. I think this is going to be huge. And they're doing it in India. And it's not an actual heart. Removes HeartMate. Never mind. Maybe there's been some snafus with their HeartMate. I don't know. The recall, that could be bad. Maybe that is why they had bad guidance. I don't know. I just think these HeartMates, they're doing the surgeries in India. And I think it could be an interesting thing. And then other ones, obviously HIMSS for this healthcare, because we know that telehealth is going to be something. I think HIMSS is going to be a very strong player. And they just acquired another company from Europe. Fucking Iova. TNXP. They are on schedule to get this approval for their fibromyalgia. They are really at a high, but this non-opioid fibromyalgia thing could super shoot them. Non-opioid the rush for non-addictive painkillers. That's from before. And this, my God, later this year. It could be it's supposed to be Q3. So we're expecting it mid-year. First new FDA approval, FDA decision approaches. God, that could be so big for TNXP. And they could double. They could really. But then they'll probably go back down. But we will see. But TNXP, that's one I'm very confident. Iowa has approvals. I think Iowa can do something eventually. I'm very confident in Oscar. I also think that one little one hit can do something. But Oscar, they'll go back up. They have so many users and members. God damn it, Oscar. People, that's because they keep getting bad ratings. I don't think so. And they're still listed under the Founders Fund. That means they are Peter Thiel approved. So Oscar Health could be in a little bit of a jam. Shut up, Jim Cramer. Like he fucking knows anything. Oscar Health has millions of users. And just last earnings, they reported their first profitable year. I just think that's big. This one. And they're going to do other things. With this Medicaid cut, the Medicaid cut is certainly going to bring. Total revenue was $9.2 billion, marking a 56% increase from the previous year. Oscar reported $25 million profit for the year, despite losing $153 million in the fourth quarter. Well, things happen. But Oscar, I'm very confident in Oscar. In fact, I'm still at a gain on them, but that is a pretty low price. But that one, I think Oscar is going to do things. I would take Oscar over United Health. Then you have MBOT. They're due for their pop when they also are going to get approved. And then, okay, ETR. That's going to be an energy stock. And speaking of all these tech guys, ETR, Mark, God damn it. No, that's just manipulation. Mark had announced that he's going to be making this gigantic data center, okay, as big as New York City, as big as Manhattan or something. And one of these is going to be in Louisiana. And he had previously also announced that he was going to partner with this ETR. So I don't know if he paid them yet. Meta ETR. That was a while ago. I don't know if I can find it. Energy, yes. Wait a minute. This would be... Is it going to say? Yes, Entergy, particularly concerning a data center project. That's it. He announced the plan to build its largest data center. ETR, a major U.S. utility, partnering with them. And Energy be 3 new natural gas power plants to meet the energy demands. Dude, that's natural gas. That's good. And speaking of natural gas, you could have KMI. This guy, another dividend one. Down. Everything. Not too down. I would say, fuck that. I don't even care. What is this one? Raises outlook. Performance surpasses estimates with earnings of 28% per share. What the hell? This is today and people don't like it? The company raises its 2025, expecting a 6% increase in adjusted EBITDA and 12% rise in adjusted EPS. Dude, I think Kinder Morgan is a nice one. I hold them in my other one. And they're going to have 4.14% dividend. Kinder Morgan, ETR. I think they're definitely going to benefit from Mark's stuff. I also like Next. And then I would say I like Oklo and SMR, but NNE does a lot of nice stuff too. And then a smaller one that people don't think about, ASPI, they just reported they're selling these isotopes. I think ASPI and SMR, I think SMR has the better tech out of the small nuclear reactor stuff. They're also doing this water desalination. What the fuck? I didn't know they went up this high. I hold them in my other one. God, I love SMR. I wish they would go down. Ah, man. Jeez Louise. These guys, they are doing things. And the water desalination will be huge because these data centers and all this stuff they want to do is going to use a buttload of water, and that's definitely not good. And then, but Oklo has a better connections. With Sam Altman leaving the board recently, God, this will be perfect. I have a call for them down the 25th at $68 a strike price. That'll be nice. I think they go higher for sure. But remember, SMR, NNE, Oklo, not making any revenue yet. But now you have ASPI. They're shipping those isotopes. So that's excellent for them. And then I like all those. And then you would have UUU, definitely a necessity, UUU, MP, but I think the next MP is going to be NB, because you have, God, this one, our only rare earth producing rare earth mine in America. And then UU, they're going to be uranium, and then they're going to be making the processing. So they're going to have a rare earth processing, and I definitely think they're going to get money. This is crazy. They're at all-time highs. My God, finally, their moment in the sun. Really, they deserve this so much. UUU. It's just been counted out. This is excellent. I think they're going to get money. And then you have NB. They just had a dip today, so it would be perfect to get into NB. And I think they're going to get money because they're the other rare earth. You have USAR, MP, NB. Those are your rare earths. And then here's USAR. Dude, ooh. They're not even producing yet. And so the fact that NB is sitting at 3, I easily think that NB could get to these levels once they have some investment, the project approved, which nothing is standing in the way of those projects at this point. And you have NOC, my little baby. They'll be back. I know it. But those would be, and then Archer, Uber. Uber is a definite one you would want to have. Oh, and then all of our rocket ones. I love them all. Except ASTS, they could go down. If Elon's Falcon's not ready to shoot their satellites up, they're going to have a very hard time. So you might want to wait on them. But then if Elon does successfully launch, they'll be shooting to new levels, and then they won't go back down. But those are chances that you have to take care. But Rocket Lab, my sweetest love. I am so confident in Rocket Lab. So fucking confident. This is amazing. This is amazing. And Peter Beck, he's going to have this neutron rocket, and everyone's going to love it. Everyone, that will compete with SpaceX, and then people won't have to listen to Elon so much, I bet. I don't know. RDW, that one has the cameras, rocket components, space components, cameras, the space stuff, because when they shoot into space, they could take pictures, and drones, real fancy fucking drones. So, but Anduril will have those too. And Archer, they're going to be doing drone stuff with the military. Archer and Anduril and Palantir. It's going to be a nasty one. And then Uber, obviously, is good. And then Amazon, I put them under consumer. But their satellites, internet, healthcare, I should put. Fucking healthcare. He's going to have the fucking Amazon Prime. People can get antibiotics and all this shit, dude. Jadman is next level. If I was going to get any consumer stock, it would be Jadman. And then I have on here my sweet Saudi car. And they ended up, I always just was betting on this just because of Sweet Brown Prince. And then the Sweet Brown Prince went and did it, partnering with Uber. I honestly would actually recommend Lucid at this point. I used to just say it was a straight, I thought it was a nonsense thing I was doing. But now, nonsense no more. My Sweet Brown Prince to the rescue. OPTT. Love it. I think they're going to get this buoys. I think they'll reverse split, though, before you see them really, really rise. But that's okay, because they're a penny stock. I always expect that. PL could be an interesting little player. They make satellites, too. And they do stuff with Rocket Lab. Oh, and they have earnings. And they're a nice volatile one to get calls for and whatnot. But I think they can end up doing something. And then if you didn't want to mess with all these space stocks, you could just go into UFO. That's going to be an EFT with all the space stocks. And it's kind of not down. No, never mind. I thought it was higher than this, but that's all-time highs. I don't know how you... This is the age of space, a new dawn of space. Unless there's a big macro event, which I'm sure there probably will be. Those are just going to keep going. Like, what the fuck's going to put them down? Unless an accident. Barring any accidents. BEP, that one's the one that's connected to Mark Carney. And I like it. You have BEP, you have BAM, all of this. And they call it a convoluted partnership of sketchiness. These. And BAPC, BIP, any of these with a nice dividend. Oh, that one didn't do very well today. Oh, well. But all these Brookfield ones, I think they are pretty nice, especially with the Mark Carney connection. And then these would be our real estates. I didn't put open on here. I do indeed like open. Blend, comp. This is wrong. Oops. This should be comp. And the other one, CMPS. That is, I want to put this up here for my psychedelics. There it is. And Silo. I put Silo in another account because I think Silo is going to fucking do something. And then they went over the counter on public all stupid. So then I had to go buy them in this dumbass Schwab. I fucking hate Schwab. Anyways. Oh yeah. Tem. I think Tem is a nice guy. And RXRX. But RXRX is a longer road. Not too long. I think RxRx will do something soon. I really do. Sweet love. AI medicine. Everybody loves them. They have a whole AI medicine library thing. I think Marty McCarty will make them the next FDA. That is quite a... I had open here. But now it's here because I do love it. And then FNMA, that's really not even real estate. I would almost call that financials. Oh, wait, these are actually all financials. I don't know why I put them under real estate. I don't really care for real estate that much, except there's this Vanguard real estate. I don't know. I feel like there's better moves to make. But these financials, I'll call this real estate financials. All of these would be actually, yeah, but financials, FNMA, people like Bull, people like SoFi, people like Hood. I don't know. I think they're all good. I think Hood is probably simply because people are just obsessed with it. But FNMA, once Pulte is a housing director, and he's obsessed with Fannie Mae. And Fannie Mae has a Palantir partnership, which, they're down. They're certainly down. But I don't think these guys are going to be down very long. Look at them. Man, I think they could get up to like at least 20, 30, maybe 40. I think they could be very exciting. They were at 80s, in the 80s, before the little housing snafu in 2008. So we will see. But those would be a lot of stocks that are pricier that you can use to balance a bunch of penny stocks. And then obviously Palantir, NVIDIA. I should think of other ones. And those robot ones. TER, SIM, NBIS. I guess CoreWeave is a good one. People obviously like AMD, but Google, I really think. I'm very confident in Google. Probably, and Meta, but like I said, it's very pricey right now.